Okay, today we're at the DeWolfe-Dillingham Cemetery, which originally started out as the Briggs Community Cemetery, and then became known as DeWolfe Cemetery. And then it was the surrounding grounds were all sold to the Dillinghams, and so now it's the DeWolfe-Dillingham Cemetery. And I'm looking for just one person here that is a recent graveside, and it's a Dillingham, so we'll check and see if we can find it and see what other interesting things are out here, because I see a lot of interesting headstones. Well, here's an interesting little headstone. It just says Mexican. And it has a penny on top. Somebody must know who it is, but I'll put what coins mean in the side here. Let's go over here. This is, you can see it's a pretty small little cemetery. The one I'm looking for died in 2003, so it should be on a fairly new headstone. But we'll look at the old ones too, like this one here that has the two columns and the arch, which means the entrance into heaven. Just have a bunch of little markers that have a name on it. Drake. I don't know if these are marking a family plot for later, or if there's just a lot of people that have that name that was buried here. Here they're trying to repair one. It's got the hands shaking goodbye. Let's go back here to the back. There's one here that has a lily in the middle, peace, resurrection. Here's an interesting headstone for this couple of Dillinghams, but it's got the stone coming out of just what looks like raw granite, which represents that the mortality of coming from the earth and then going back. And then this is the monument showing who's here. And you've got the vines around the column, which the ivy means eternal life. And it's got a cool ram's head up there too. Let's go see what these old ones over here are. Woodman circle. Here's a mason here. I don't know if you remember one I posted the other day that had the same symbols. Here's a master mason. It's another mason. There's a row of old ones right along here This one has just an infant, but it's got the dove, which also means when it's flying, means that it's winging the soul to heaven. And you got the little rose buds here, which stand for dying it as an infant where he hasn't even experienced life yet. Here's another one with family saying goodbye to each other with the shaking hands. And here's one here with, we had one similar to that in another episode, but you've got the hand coming down and holding the rose that's not open yet. So it's God plucking that one from the ground and taking him into heaven. I think he's only about 20 or something. And here's one with the hand pointing to heaven, the crown of glory, and you've got the wreath, which means they've got victory over death. Oh, and here's one little girl, and it's got the dove flying, which, like I says, is accompanying the soul to heaven. Let's see what else there is along here. Still some old ones. Oops. See if that's on this side. Oh. There's one with a rose on it. Shaking goodbye. 45 years. There's one with the Bible, which means generally they're devout. There's some with the shrouds. And here's one with the oak leaves, which represents strength. And here's another one with the bundle of wheat, which means God's harvesting the soul for eternity. You can't quite tell what these are, but I have to look that up. Oh, it's a flower, I see. Cornflower, I believe what those are. Yeah, you can see it right over there. Okay. Look at all these little markers out here. All right, let me continue my search. There's another headstone with the acorn on it. And of course, the acorn means new life, rebirth, and it also stands for all the expectations that weren't met. And this boy was only 13 years old, looks like. So, and also you can see it's got the rose, a fully open rose, which means it was a young person that died. And another one here with a shaft of wheat. Here's an old one, which it's a young girl that was only 14, but it has a lot of stuff. It has the anchors, which means steadfastness, has the dove winging the soul to heaven, and also meaning peace. Got at rest in there. Got the gates of heaven opening. And it says she was the sunshine of our home. Oh, look, here's a good one with the hand on it, coming out of the stone. That's a really nice looking one, pointing to heaven. Of course, it's too small. Looks like some newer ones along here. surprisingly enough, I'm not having any luck finding a Dillingham in the Dillingham Cemetery. I'm going to make a quick look through here again, but you would think a descendant of the Dillinghams would be easy to find out here, but let me give it one more glance over and I'll see what we can find. I have a feeling this is probably the headstone, the grave we're looking for, because it actually has appearance of some recent activity as opposed to all the other ones. And I may have to check in on that just to make sure. It has a rock on there, which means someone's been here to visit the grave. And it looks like just some other things that look similar to a recent or not so long ago burial. So I think that's going to be it. Well, let's go on out here and I'll record what I found and see if I can do any more research on that, but I think that's going to be about it. Well, thanks for coming out to another cemetery today. Another beautiful day out here to walk and get some exercise. So come on out and we'll see what's in the next cemetery. Oh, and be sure to like and subscribe.